This suit had belonged to my brother 3 years earlier. My mother laid it across the dining chair the night before my interview without looking at me. "It's still good," she said. "You just need to iron it." The sleeves hung over the edge like empty arms. "It doesn't fit me," I said. "It covers you, doesn't it?" My father didn't lift his eyes from his phone. "You're lucky you have anything at all." Then my mother added the part that stayed with me. "You don't deserve new things every time life gets difficult." Not angry, not loud, just decided. By midnight, I had folded the cuffs inward and pinned the waist from inside with 3 safety pins I found in a sewing tin. When I tried sitting down, one pin opened and scratched my side. I left it there anyway. The company tower downtown had mirrored glass so clean it reflected the clouds better than the sky itself. I checked my sleeves 3 times before walking in. Every movement. The pants were too loose at the hips and too short at the ankles. The shoulders widened my frame awkwardly. At reception, the woman handing out visitor badges glanced at my suit, then quickly back to her computer. "12th floor," she said. 2 other candidates stood beside me in the elevator, in tailored navy suits that actually belonged to them. One of them smiled at me kindly. That somehow made me feel worse. The conference room overlooked the city. Glass walls, long walnut table, water glasses untouched. I chose the chair nearest the corner so less of me would be visible. I kept my portfolio on my lap to hide the waistline where the fabric bunched unnaturally around the pins. 11 candidates were called in before me. Some came back confident, others came back pale. I sat staring at my reflection in the dark window beside me, thinking how tired I looked for 24. Not sad, just worn down in specific places. Then the door opened, and instead of another recruiter, a woman I recognized immediately walked in. The CEO. Everyone in the room straightened automatically. She greeted the recruiters, then glanced around at the remaining candidates. Her eyes stopped on me. Not briefly, stopped. I looked away first. She continued toward the far side of the table, then paused halfway there. "You," she said gently, "come here." The room went very still. She looked at the shoulders of the suit, the folded cuffs, the uneven line near my waist where one side sat higher than the other. Then she asked something nobody had ever asked me before. "Did someone make you wear that?" I felt heat crawl up my neck. "It's fine," I said. "I know," she interrupted quietly. "I know what that looks like." Not pity, recognition. Before I could respond, she slipped off her charcoal blazer and held it out to me. "Here," she said. "I can't. You can borrow it." My hands shook slightly as I put it on, perfect at the shoulders. For the first time that morning, people looked directly instead of scanning my clothes first. When my interview began, the CEO stayed. The questions were difficult, precise: market analysis, risk assessment, leadership failures, ethical blind spots. Halfway through, she asked something unexpected. "What do you do when people decide who you are before you speak?" I knew better than to answer emotionally. "You learn to become useful before you become visible," I said. Something flickered across her expression. Not approval exactly, something heavier. After the interview ended, I stood to leave. She stopped me near the door. "Your portfolio." I looked down. One of the safety pins had slipped loose beneath the fabric. She had noticed. Of course she had. Without making it a moment, she reached over and quietly straightened the edge of the folder. Then she said softly, "None of this is your shame." I couldn't answer. I nodded once and walked out before my face betrayed me. 3 days later, I received the offer. Not an internship, not probationary placement, a full analyst position. My mother cried when she heard the salary. My father began introducing me to relatives as their hard-working child. It should have felt satisfying. Instead, it felt clinical, like watching actors discover a script revision halfway through filming. A week after I started, a package arrived at my desk. Inside was a new blazer, dark gray, tailored. No note except one sentence into the pocket. "Wear your own size now." I sat there for a long time holding it. Not because of the gift, because it was the first time someone had corrected the humiliation instead of explaining why I deserved it. If this story stayed with you today, drop your city in the comments. I want to see how far it reached. Subscribe for a new story every week. The next 2 are on your screen right now.